What we're looking at are two photographs that were taken in the town of Norden in Germany in the summer of 1935. What we're seeing in these photographs are public humiliations of individuals who were involved in relationships with Jews. Now, we know a lot about these photographs and why they were taken. And the story behind it is that in the summer of 1935, July 1935, the local Nazi leaders went to the police to complain about various German women in the town who were engaged, had fiancés or had relationships with Jewish men. And they asked the police to intervene. And the police said, look, this is, it's not against the law, because at that stage, it wasn't. So what happens is that local Nazis take matters into their own hands. And they go to the homes of two of those women and two of the men that were involved with these women. And they hauled them out and paraded them through the main street of that city town. Now, one of the Nazi leaders in that town was also a photographer. So he took a series of, I think there are about 6 photographs of this public humiliation. And eventually these photographs that were taken were put in that Nazi leader's pharmacy. He was also a pharmacist. So he put the photographs in the front window of his store so that people could see those. Because he wanted these public humiliations were done as to make people examples, to show that, and this is a kind of a propaganda, through intimidation and terror, to say, this is behavior which is not condoned. This is behavior that should be prohibited. These women were dragged through the city town. The Nazi stormtroopers that were there, of course, were, ridiculing them, humiliating them, and encouraging German bystanders to do the same thing. And so they were forced to wear these signs, that indicated they were engaged, they were having a relationship, etc. In one case, they found the Jewish man and the German woman he was engaged to in separate homes, and they brought them together. And the Jewish man eventually was forced to emigrate. The German women in both cases lost their jobs and were sent to concentration camps for a period of a month or a year or so, and then were released. But they came back, they had no jobs. They were kind of, excluded, because that behavior in Nazi terms meant that you were excluded from this national community. What you have to understand is that you have in that period of the summer of 1935, you have escalating violence being carried out by local Nazis that helps propel the Nazi leadership, including Adolf Hitler, to issue the Nuremberg race laws on September 15th, 1935. So this comes shortly thereafter, and in part it's a result of this kind of, Nazi radicalism at the bottom demanding more stringent measures. So that you have, the Nuremberg race laws not only issues this citizenship law and a flag law that prohibits Jews from flying the swastika or the German flag, but you also have a law that states that Germans and Jews cannot marry, or they cannot engage. They're prohibited from engaging in sexual relationships, and that these are prohibited by law and punishable as criminal offenses. Later, the same law is applied to Roma and Sinti, as well as blacks.